Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is Harsha and today with me I have managers of Ever Grande Eevees, Attribute and Kevin. Hi Kevin.
Oh,
Yeah, and Attribute just joined the battle and he's also on the call. And they will be answering some questions of interviews. This is the third interview which we are doing. So Kevin and Attribute, you both have quite the team. I actually went through your lineup on the post here, which is on my screen right now, and I noticed that you both drafted yourself, which is a very good thing that you both have confidence in yourself. And to be honest, all the best with your team. I hope you all do very good in this tournament because I feel like your team can it can make playoffs easily, even though people have been saying otherwise on their power ranking post.
Thank you.
thank you.
Welcome, and with that, I start with the first question, which is, of course, draft related since this is a team tournament. I see that you both drafted yourself, so basically, you had some kind of plan. So, what was the plan going into the draft? Also, you have two very good OM players in JRDN and Selvion. So, could you please tell us your thought process about the draft?
Do you want me to answer that?
Do you want to answer that?
Yeah, sure. So basically, I wanted draft himself because I really do feel like he could do well in the mono threat slot, and I just wanted to draft myself just for the sake of having fun. And before the draft, we discussed that we really wanted to have Jordan Sylveon core because we knew that good friends and would build with one another, and they're both solid active, right? So yeah, we kind of just from the get-go, and yeah, that's pretty much how it went.
Our main goal was just focusing on the OMs because Attribute said he would take care of SM by himself. So we just had a list of players we wanted for every tier and just made sure we got people who would be able to play properly for SM. And for OMs, we wanted to get people who would actually build and be motivated for it in
Right.
Sylveon and Kata.
Yeah, they are pretty
Yeah.
good at it. So I don't see. I actually see it as a good decision since Attribute is very, I'd say, creative in Monotype. I recently got very happy when I saw him using a Haxorus on his Dragon team with Iron Tail. Actually, that was not bad at all. He legit had a chance to win if he did not miss the Iron Tail against what was that, Mega Dianse. Yeah, I saw the match versus Wanka. I've always been
Yeah.
fan of
That
anyone
sucked.
who builds good teams. And is there any player you wish you got during the draft but did not?
Um, we well, I wanted Dharma. He
Dharma.
kind of went
Yeah,
a lot earlier than we expected.
right.
I think the round after they got him.
Yeah,
And that
and I think we're Shiba was also in our plan for
Who?
our
it was
SM
like for
slot.
SM we had like Shiba, we had
Shiba.
you,
Okay.
Shiri. We had a few players for SM that we didn't get, but that's fine.
Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
early drafts. So it just changes. And what is the overall team chemistry since this is week 4 and holidays are going on? So what is the team chemistry and environment going on over there?
Pretty happy that we
Uh,
drafted players that really get along.
Hmm.
Like our OM core, Jordan, Sylveon, Kata, are all really good friends and have worked together in another. So that's good. And then we have Arc, Gratified, Trace, and all that who are all friends. So it's been pretty good in general. Not as
Okay.
active as it was the first day. The first day, I'm pretty sure the chat didn't stop almost all day with like prep and talking.
Yeah, that means so much of
Yeah.
excitement, and since all our friends, it should be, it is very active. I can gauge, as you say.
It's understandable that I slowed down because of the exams and vacations and all that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's same for the native Natus. The chart has slowed down since holidays and Christmas just happened, and New Year is gonna come now. And what is the overall feeling of other teams? According to you, which teams or team is most likely to make playoffs?
For me, I'd say the Celias. That's probably what everyone's gonna pick.
Yeah, they are
Um,
at the top of the standing right now.
that team is kind of broken.
Good say,
Dugongs.
Gudras.
Wait,
Yeah, you going to say.
there. Want to answer that? um,
So he's checking. I
I
can
don't
give
know.
my list. Well, like you said, Celios for sure.
Yeah.
Tikin always manages to draft a really solid team and always performs well with that team. I'm sure they'll probably end up first and make playoffs.
Yeah, I'll also like to add that he's
the
actually a very
Natus,
good
I'll be dropping a
backbone
really
for
solid
OMs.
team in every tier. Probably after that, Gudras.
Oh, third Gudras.
Hopefully us. But I think at this point, any except the Dugongs, Raptors have a really strong lineup that could, even though they had a pretty bad week last week, they can easily make it. The Ralts as well, the Chickaritas. I think it's pretty of the season.
Pretty
Unlike
competitive season.
Past seasons where there's been very obvious bottom teams, I don't think we really have that this year.
So the competition is much more tougher now, we can say, right?
Pretty much.
And Attribute, this question is directed towards you. What are your thoughts on the current meta game?
I personally like it. The usage is pretty cool since that didn't really happen in MPL. So to see that happening now, that's pretty cool. Another type like that, I'm pretty sure that's getting more usage if I remember correctly.
Could you please
I overall really like.
Could you please repeat your answer? Actually, your voice went breaking on.
All right. I like the increase in usage of electric.
Electric, yeah.
Like that's pretty cool. That didn't happen in MPL, and rose in usage, if I'm not mistaken. So actually doing well is pretty cool. And overall, like there's a lot of options to go for. Like
yeah, I have also gotten almost the same response from other managers that this metagame is very balanced and there's still a lot of room for creativity.
Yeah, there's like a good 4 types that you wouldn't bring to tournament, but the rest are definitely stuff you could consider bringing.
Okay. And could you list the top 5 types in no chronological order, like just top 5 according to you?
Dark, Fairy, Flying, Psychic, and did you pick that up?
No, sorry.
I said
Dark, Fairy, Psychic, Flying, and Hi. You said Dark, Fairy. I'm so sorry, the voice is just so breaking. Dark, Fairy, Psychic, Flying, and
Steel.
Okay, so Water did not make the top 5 list, even though
it's like pick or 7th actually.
Okay, it gets C teamed a lot.
Yeah, a lot of C team going on for Water, right? In MPL, in the early weeks, Water saw a very good amount of usage, but people caught up to it, and the C team still did not end, which is evident as Electric got very good usage during the early weeks of MWP.
No, like this year, our first week, the Trace versus Pearl game, he had Grass Knot, Thunderbolt, Thunderous, but we still managed to win that game. But that was it was pretty scary from the start of the game when Swampert died first turn.
With Grastana, I saw
Yeah.
that match. Gyarados was able to win that match. Yeah, so. And do you have any suggestion or changes which you would like to see in future, in future MWP or any other team tournament that Smogon holds for Monotype?
I think other teams have already mentioned this, but yeah, for some of the OMs really need to be swapped out or improved. Been pretty bad. Ubers as well. Very quick and sometimes pretty boring games as well. It's pretty straightforward what happens, and it's the same things that are being brought.
Yeah, that happens in Ubers, so right? I think.
Yeah, Ubers, the water teams. It's pretty good. There, I think the first week there was like 2-3 water mirrors, which gets really boring.
Understandable.
I think there's only like one good Ubers game so far, and that was Rabbit versus Jace, and that's only because the 0 speed.
Yeah, the speed tie issue. I
yeah, that.
I lost to a speed.
Really wasn't even a tie.
Oh, well. I don't know. I just got hyped.
Trick room, so go.
Yeah, that was probably the only good Ubers game thus far.
So according
it's not the players, it's care.
So according to you both, there is need to swap some mono OMs, and development needs a development in some other like mono Ubers, since water is being spammed so much.
Yeah.
And is there any player which stands out to you in MWP so far as of week 4 in both monotype and OMs, not just of your team, like it can be any player?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, sure. Is there any player who stands out to you in MWP for monotype as well as other meta game for mono OM?
For me, I'd say an Executioner. I think everyone has been saying this.
Yeah, an Executioner.
Yeah, 2-1, pretty impressive. G-Clouds, he just won versus Kingler, I think. He's like 2-1, but an activity loss. Like I didn't expect be doing this well this early. Sees him too. Kevin, do you know anyone else?
Kevin? Hello?
I think
do you hear me?
Yeah.
Did you hear what I was saying, or?
No, I heard that.
We only heard hello.
Oh, okay. Okay, so I was talking about the players to look forward to, right? Well, the impressive players.
Yeah.
Do you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, there's the players that are obvious. Impress, like Lycan, who has his who performs in AAA as always, but I guess some surprise Nilik size for going early has been performing, even though it is LC, but he's showing his worth. If you don't know if he plays down.
Hello.
Hear me again?
Yeah. So you said that Lilac has been performing good, and after that it just.
Okay. So I also said has been performing performing good as well. I didn't know if he played Stabmons before the tournament, but he's been doing very well against top players for MWP as well, like Say and QT.
Yeah.
And also Nex has been impressive in mono threat. his ideas that he's been pulling out every week.
Yeah.
And
The guy's
Kevin,
sick.
since you play mono threat, uh, pick up your 4 favorite types for mono threat. I'd like to know.
Favorite things. I guess I really like water, grass. Not grass. Water,
Not grass,
ice.
water, ice.
Not grass.
Yeah.
I feel like it's this week, so maybe I shouldn't talk too much about what I think about it. But grass is pretty fine though. But I like ice. Rock's a fun one too. And not sure about the last one.
And which is the
maybe fire.
Fire. Yeah, fire is also interesting. I actually played mono threat fire and it was fun.
Those ones have, I think, in general, maybe not fire, but the other 3 at least have a lot of diversity. There's like different ways you can play them, and there's a few different mons you can use. It's not always the same 5-6 that you'll see every game.
I get that why it is interesting. And in a similar vein, dragon must be the worst or the most uninteresting to play, right?
Yeah, definitely. Dragon. Dragon is basically like berry, scarf, and now with Altaria that too. So it's not really fun, and it's one of the types that we before the season decide that's never gonna happen. Because that would just be an awful week, an uncompetitive type to play. A few other like really bad ones get pretty like bland. Fighting is okay, it's not that horrible, but it's pretty bland as well with like Halucha and Glade.
Yeah.
And pretty like Mega Sableye kind of makes it kind of boring.
Right.
Other than that, the rest are kind of pretty fine. Some other like electric can get pretty stally, and psychic is amongst the people who play thread a lot. A lot of people don't like psychic.
Why?
It's kind of
but psychic has
a lot of threat players.
Oh, but I don't play mono threat, so please don't judge me. Psychic, however, has a lot of Pokemon that can help in C team, right?
Yeah, it has a lot of options. Like, yeah, I'm not saying you're wrong. I don't know. I don't know if we find it boring. I guess I don't know. Like, I had to play it in Battle of the Week, and whenever I was trying to prep with someone, like I talked to Surskit, both of them told me off. They don't really like Psychic. It's boring, so they didn't have a team beforehand.
Okay.
It has options, but I don't know. It's not as exciting.
Yeah.
Rock
I
or
get the idea.
Ice.
And so, do you have any question of your own to ask? We are towards the end of the interview now.
I don't know what Attribute has to ask, but I guess I'd ask about your team. How's stuff going there? You guys have been really good at getting matchups. What's been your game plan every week?
Oh,
I'm preparing for next week.
That's a very hard question to answer. Actually, we go through a lot of preparation. Even WinCon and Palio is a bit busy though, but he still does fine with his teams and matches. We also help each other. It's just like basically every other team. Nothing special. It's just we focus to prepping more, I guess. That's why we get matchups sometimes. I lost last week to Steel Mirror. I was expecting him something else to bring, like maybe water or psychic or poison, but I got Steel Mirror and it went bad. Happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so we are done. Thank you. You both have been very chill during the interview. I really enjoyed that. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Yeah. Thanks for having us.